and today I'm going to show you how you can glam up your room with these cup holder cozy things. So this is the one I'll show you how to make today with the little flowers on it. I think it is so cute. But I'll also show you how you can make the water bottle one. So I'll be showing you different sizes for what you're going to be making. So if you have like a small vitamin box like this or a little bit of a bigger one. So this is what this one was for. But I can also show you if you want to make like a can one. And this was a bigger cup, so I don't know if you have something like this. But you could also make a smaller one for like a little pill bottle. And we can also do a bottle like this. And I also want to make a soap one. So I'll show you the different size recommendations. I'm using Karen Simply Soft yarn. And the recommendations is to use a 5mm hook. But I'm going to be using a 4.5mm hook. So I guess you want to get a yarn that is 4 or 5mm hook so that we're using like the same yarn so that it will come out to be the same size. So first you want to pick out what colors you're going to be using. What I'm going to be doing is purple for like the base of it, and then I'm going to do the flowers in this hot pink. If you are interested in making the watermelon, so you're going to start off with a green, and then you'll continue up with the green and then have a little bit of white and then pink, and then at the end of this video I could show you how to do the seeds. To get started, we're going to make a magic ring. If you don't know how to do that, you can check out my other video on how to make a magic ring and then come back to this one. And then we're going to put 6 single crochets inside of the magic ring. Now that you got your 6, you take this string and you close it shut. Make sure that you have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. Chain 1 before you start the next row. This is when you could take out your stitch marker and put it into that last stitch. So this is going to be the last one that you go into when you go around again. So then I'm going to half double crochet twice inside of every one. So this is called an increase. When you put 2 inside of a stitch, that's an increase. So we're going to do 1 increase around the whole thing. So if you look here, you want to have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this last one is 6. So don't put it in to this one. You want to put it into this stitch, okay? So then put 2 in every one. I'm doing half double crochets. So when you get to the end, then you take out your stitch marker. And then I have to do 2 more half double crochets inside of that stitch. And then you want to slip stitch into that first stitch. So it's not this tiny little hole because this one was the chain one that you did. So it is this next one. And then you can chain 1 again. And this is then where you want to add your stitch marker back in. And you always want to count before you finish. So now you should have 12 stitches. So for the next row, we're going to do 1 half double crochet, 1 increase, 1 half double crochet, 1 increase. So that will mean 1 half double crochet, and then you put 2 half double crochets inside of that next stitch. And then you just put 1, and then you put 2, and then you put 1, all the way till you get to the end. So after you finish that round, you should have 18 stitches. So this is my string for the magic ring, so I'm just going to cut it a little bit so it's smaller, like this. So if you wanted to add yours to like a pill bottle one, you'll notice that this is a good size for it. So then you would stop here from expanding it out and you would just start working your way up. Like, so it will be like this one is. If you are making something that's bigger than a pill bottle, then you will want to continue expanding this. So what we're going to do now is 2 half double crochets, 1 increase, 2 half double crochets, 1 increase. So again, this will be 1 half double crochet, another half double crochet, and then 2 into the same one. So when doing this one, since it can be a little bit confusing since it's like you're counting to 2 twice, I like to say 1 single half double crochet, 2 single half double crochets, 1 double half double crochet, 1 double half crochet, and 1 double means you put 2 into the stitch, so that's like the increasing one. So then this is, or you could say like 1 regular half double crochet, 2 regular half double crochets, 1 increasing half double crochet, 2 increasing half double crochet, just so that you don't get confused and you're like, oh no, which one did I just do? Okay, so now I'm going to take my stitch marker out and do the last increase into that stitch. And then I will get the last stitch and slip stitch it through and chain 1. Put your stitch marker back in there. So depending on what you're making, you could take it and be like, does this fit? It's too small. So this one looks like it might fit, but it might be a little bit tight. So you might want to go around one more time. So to make this bigger again, we're going to do 3 half double crochets, 1 increase, 3 half double crochets, 1 increase, 3 half double crochets, 1 increase. And right now you should have 24 stitches. And then once we do this one more round, then we're going to have 30. So after that row, you should have 30 stitches. And this fits this little vitamin D3, if that's what you have, or something of this size. You know, you see how it's fits in there and it's not like too tight or too loose. It's like a perfect size. But it's not big enough for this one, so we're going to go around one more time. To go around again, we will do 1, 2, 3, 4 half double crochets, 1 increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase until you get to the end. And the same thing with like a bottle like this. This is still a little bit too small, so once we go around one more time, it should be the perfect size if you want to do a bottle like this. I also have these little tinctures. I just realized they're a little bit bigger than the pill bottles, so the row before this I think would have been a perfect size for this. So if you want to do one of these too, which I'll probably do later. So after you finish that round, you should have 36. And this is a good fit for a bottle like this. And also for this vitamin holder, let's see if it fits this soap. So this soap, it is a little bit bigger than these. So if I was going to do the soap, I would go around one more time. And then to go around again, I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, 5, increase, 5, increase, 5, increase. And then depending on what you're making, if you have like a really big thing, maybe you want to, then you'll, after doing that, then you do 6 increase, then you do, 6 half double crochets, and then an increase, and then if that's still not big enough, you then go to 7. So this is something else I have, and this, it looks like it's too small for that. I also have this water bottle. So if I wanted to do this water bottle, I would also want to make it bigger. This right here at 36 is also a good size for the can. So I'm going to stop here because this is the good measurement for what I'm making. If you need to make yours bigger, then you could make yours bigger and then come back to this. But now we're going to start bringing it up. So we're going to be doing half double crochets in these back loops only. So in this loop, instead of going in both loops, we're just going to go into this loop. To me, it's like the top loop, but I think it's called back loops only. So into this loop and then do half double crochet and do that in all of the loops until you get back to your stitch marker. So after you get to your stitch marker, you take out your stitch marker, do your last half double crochet, And then when you connect it and slip stitch it, remember not to go into this little tiny one because that's the, remember you did the chain one. You could just go through both of them. You don't have to just go through the back loop and then chain one before replacing your stitch marker. So now you can check to see if your cup, whatever it is, fits in here. See, this soap one, it might be a little tight, but it might be able to fit in the soap one. So then you're going to go up till you get to the length that you want. So for these vitamins, I wanted it to come all the way up to the top here. But the thing is, we're doing half double crochets up to the top. But when we do these flowers, you want to do it inside of a double crochet. So get to like almost the end, and then instead of doing a half double crochet, you want to do a double crochet. So that's what you want to be careful of. So don't go all the way up to your desired length with your half double crochet. You want to go a little bit below and then do a double crochet so that we're able to do this flower stitch. If you wanted to, you could do double crochets all the way up to the top. That will make it faster, but then it will be a little bit looser and you would kind of be able to see the inside of whatever you're putting this in a little bit, how like this one is tighter. And if you wanted it to be really tight, then you could do single crochet all the way up, but that will just take longer. So that's why I'm deciding to do half double crochet until you get to that very last part. If you want to do the watermelon, obviously it depends on how big your thing is. So if I was doing this one, I'd maybe do like 2 rows of green, maybe 1 row of the white, and then the rest pink. Since this was a big one, that's why I did like 4 rows green and then 3 white and then the rest pink. But I guess it is personal preference. So when you think you might have a good height, you can test it on your bottle or whatever to see if it's a good height. So I would want this to be a little bit higher up, but we still need to do the double crochet. So I'm going to stop here before doing the double crochet. If I was doing a can like this, then I would still want to go up a little bit more before doing the double crochet. So now what you're going to do is just do double crochet around the whole thing, and also going into those back loops only. And make sure that you do a double crochet instead of the half double one. So if you want to, you could just do a couple of them and not the whole thing, just to see like if you think it's a good length. I'll use my other one as a guide. So here I kind of went up to like that same length as this one is, so that should be good. So I'm going to continue going around this whole thing. So I unfortunately stretched mine out because I was putting it in the soap one to see if it would fit in there also. So it got it stretched out, so now it's too loose for the vitamins. So I'm going to make this one for the soap one. So I'm just going to add a few more double crochets to get it up to the length for this one. If you wanted to have the flowers all the way around, then you would do double crochet the whole time, because for this one, I just did the double crochet on the top part. So then that's why I could only have the flowers on this top part here. So after you do your last double crochet, you will slip stitch into the first stitch. And we're going to cut this yarn off and just yarn over, pull through. So it might look like your half double crochets is like a little bit out compared to the rest of it, but that's okay because when you put it in, it will fit. So one thing you could do is either leave it like this, or if you flip it inside out, then you see that there's more of like these lines and like these ribs. Yours might look like that already, but I don't know why when I do this, like it comes inside out, so that's why you can flip it over. So then it will look like this, which I think looks nicer. Now I'll show you how to make the flowers. So get the yarn color that you want to use, and if you want to have your flowers like all over, then you would probably want to do double crochet for the whole thing. Here I just wanted them on the top, so I only did the double crochet on the top row. So in this one, I technically could bring some of them down here because I started my double crochet here and then I have 3 rows of double crochet. But I'll just show you how to do it on the top one. So first you're going to want to make a slip knot. Put the yarn onto your hook. Then you're going to, when you make this, you're going to be using 2 of these, but first just put it in the one of them. Put your hook through the 1 double crochet like this. And you're going to make a slip stitch to connect your yarn. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then we will put 2 double crochets inside of like this double crochet piece. So see, going under this, and don't worry about this string from before because we'll get rid of it at the end. So that's 1 double crochet, that's 2 double crochets. Then you want to chain 2, 1, 2, and then slip stitch back in. So then you just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through this. So that makes the 1 petal. So you see here we have 6 petals, so you do 3 of them in here, and then 3 of them in the one next to it. So before going in, again, you chain 2, 1, 2, put 2 double crochets, and this is all into that like same stitch. And this is why you have to do it in a double crochet one, because if you do it in a half double crochet, it's like really small. The double crochet one is bigger, unless you wanted to make a small flower. So after you do your 2 double crochets, then you chain 2, and then you do another slip stitch, chain 2 again before starting the next petal, and then you're just going to do 2 double crochets, and then chain 2 one more time, and do the slip stitch. And so then this is what it should be looking like. So then we are going to want to go over, I'm going to go over to this side because of the fact that the string is over here. And I'm just going to insert my hook into this double crochet. So it's the one next to it. And then you just make a slip stitch just to like bring it over here. And then it's going to be the same steps. So chain 2, 1, 2, do 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 2 again, and make the slip stitch, chain 2 before starting your next petal, 2 double crochets, chain 2, so we're almost done. Looks super cute. We just need to make 1 more. So chain 2 again, 1, 2, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 2 and do the slip stitch again. So now what you can do is you're going to want to cut off you cut off the yarn and then you pull it through here. So what I like to do is just like then tie these two together. 1, 2, if you want to tie it like 3 times together, and then I know like then I want to just like bring it back and then enter here, and now you won't be able to see them. And that's your little flower. So you might want to make, you want to just have one, you want to just have one, that's fine. But if you want to have more than that, like this one, I didn't go all the way around because I was going to have this against the wall. So that's why I just have 3, but you could go all the way around. And this is how I spread them out. So you could spread them really close together or farther apart. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between that one. So you have to remember that you need 2 flowers. I mean 2 double crochets that you need to work with. So to get to 5, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll be using this one and this one. So it's the same steps as before, but we could do it again, or at least the first part of it. So we will chain 2, 1, 2, insert 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 2 again, and then do the slip stitch. Chain 2 before starting your next petal. You just keep going around, so you can count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put it in, then these 2 then will be taken, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you might want to count around how many there are, and you might want to calculate it because it depends on what size you made. Like this one is obviously smaller than this one, so it would hold less flowers. And you could decide if you want to go all the way around. Since this is for the bathroom, maybe I'll just do them all the way around since I'm not hanging it up against the wall. You also want to take into consideration where you put the flowers and like what's going to be the back of the bottle. See this line here? This is from every time we like slip stitched into it. So this would be the back. So if I was going to hang this up or have it facing somewhere, I would make sure that this is the front side and have the flowers on this side. And that's what I made sure on this one, because like, this was like the back part here, so you don't see it in these front ones. So if I was going to make one more flower, I would, I guess, put it here, since this is like the back part. Also, if you were going to be using a pill bottle, I think it might be a little bit different because you don't want to have the flowers too close to the top here because then it's going to interfere with this. Like you see how this one, like this cap goes in, it's like this, and then it goes in, and this one, it kind of goes out. So this was supposed to be like the sun I tried to make. I could make a tutorial on how to do this if you guys are interested. But so for this, I would maybe do half double crochets and then maybe have a double crochet here, or maybe just do the whole thing double crochet, and then you could put your flower like in the middle if you're interested in doing that. I also want to show you how to do the watermelon seeds. So I'm like, I don't know why I didn't break this up into 2 videos. I just felt like then that would be a really short video. So first I'm gonna put in this one. So I got like 3 rows of the green, 2 rows of the white, and I'm going to just do the pink until I get to maybe here, and then I'll show you how to put the seeds on it. So if you don't know how to change colors, when you're done with the color, you end it, and then I'm just going to insert my hook here, and then you can do a slip stitch, chain 1, and then just start doing the half double crochets all the way around. So the thing about something like this is that it goes in a little bit on top and it's just not all the way one size. So what you can do is, instead of just doing half double crochet all the way around all of them, you can start to decrease it a little bit. So I'll show you how to do a decrease, which will make it smaller. So you could do 3 regular half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then go into these next to a decrease, but just so you yarn over and insert your hook through, yarn over, pull through just 1, insert your hook in the second one, yarn over, pull through just 1, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. So then that is a decrease because you're decreasing a stitch, and so then it only becomes 1 stitch. Those 2 stitches become 1. So then again, just do 3 half double crochets, 2, 3, and then let's decrease this. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, insert your hook here, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all of these, and then do that all the way until the end. So you see how it's going in and it got smaller. So you don't want to make it too small, because I guess then how are you supposed to get this in here? So let's see if this even fits in here now. Okay, it will fit. So then this is a perfect size. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this yarn, and then just pull it through like this. So now I'll show you how to make the seeds for the watermelon. So one thing if you want to do is turn this one inside out also, because you might want it to be like on this side. So I'm going to bring these strings back onto the inside here. And then this is actually easy. So cut a piece of string that's long, but you don't need to make it too long. And so you could tie a knot, like triple knot it or quadruple knot it so that it stays and will stay in the back. Like I'll show you. So this might be good. And then on the other side, you want to have a yarn needle. Get the yarn through here. You could tie a knot on this so that it doesn't get away. And then start from the back here. So if you want to start in the bottom ones, you could just get that needle inside and then you pull it through. And that's why I said to put the knot on the back so that it doesn't pull through. So then you could go into the bottom of this stitch and then take your needle and place it like over here to start the next seed. And then this is like personal preference of how far apart you want your seeds. So this is how you can make like a small seed. If you want a bigger seed, don't pull on your string so tight because then it'll pull through. If you want a bigger seed, you could go down more. And then, you could bring this through over here. See, so that's like a bigger seed if you want to make a bigger seed. I like kind of the smaller ones. I'm going to start over because I don't like how that one is big. Okay, so what I would do is I would insert it from the back first from the inside. And then I'm just going to go down to here, and then I'm going to bring it over this way. And, you know, you don't need to be a perfectionist about this, but, you know, try to get them onto the same row if you want to, or you don't have to do that. Just don't, like, pull tight on it, because if you pull too tight, then you'll smush the seeds. So you want it to be kind of loose. But you just keep doing this until you decided that you have enough seeds. So how long you have your string for is, I guess, depends on how big of the bottle is that you're making. Because you don't want your string to be super long, that you're like pulling for it and it's taking forever to, you know, come out. But if it's too short, then you'll have to keep, you know, cutting a new string, and that might be kind of annoying. So I guess use your judgment, because I didn't measure this to show you. You see how now here I just finished this row, so then I'm gonna bring the next one up here. And now I'm going to be sticking to this next row. So if you want it to make that strawberry one, and it's the same technique as this, it's just with white. And if you want to do this part, there's actually a better stitch you could use that will look nicer, a crocodile stitch, which someone told me on TikTok, but I didn't do that for this. What this is, I guess, is a simplified version, which is you can... If you go to my video on how to crochet like that shell-like border around the bra cup, that is the same steps, but it's just obviously not on a shirt. But I feel like you should be able to figure it out. If you guys want, I could learn how to do the crocodile stitch and make a video about that, because I made that strawberry one for my dad, so I could make another one for myself. But say you're done, you're like, okay, I have enough seeds. Then what you want to do is tie this on the back. It doesn't need to be like right up close, because you don't want it to like then become super tight. But I'm going to cut this. And then I'm just going to like tie this a few times. So, and then this string you want to bring to the inside. If you want to clean up these strings, like, you can do that. But I'm just going to be, like, having this in my wall, and I'm not really going to be changing it that much, so I feel like for me, it doesn't really matter. And, oh my god, it is so cute. So now you know how to make a flower and watermelon cup holder cozy thing. Thank you so much for listening. Please comment any questions you have or any other tutorials that you want to see. I also thinking about like making a website with the written patterns on it, so you can look at the written pattern and also follow along with the YouTube video. So when I make that, I'll put it in the description below. But thank you so much for listening. Please like and comment if this was helpful for you, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.